For this demo, I'm going to be using Bash on Windows, but you're free to use the command line of your choice so long as Git is installed and working. I'm also going to assume you've created the fork. If you're not sure on how to do that, you can go back and watch the video from the GitHub desktop section on that. Code, and then copy the URL for HTTPS. Once we're there, inside of Aurora's Sectorfiles folder, assuming that's how you want to do it, git clone tac paste space dot. Cloning it into the local directory using a fairly standard technique. I'm going to go ahead and receive all the objects. As usual, if you have a faster internet connection than mine, this might go faster. If you've got a slower one, it might go slower. But when that's done, we should have the entirety of our fork in that directory. Only problem is that's not quite enough, right? Because we want to be able to make sure that we're able to get changes from the upstream from IVAO XA. So I'm also, while that's finishing, going to go to IVAO XA's Sectorfiles repository and copy the link for that one. I'll show you what we're going to do with that in a second as soon as this is finished. There we are. So if I say git remote show origin, we should see that it's linked to my fork. However, we'll also see that there's no upstream. So let's add it. Git remote add upstream, and then I'm going to paste that link for the XA sector files. Once I've done that, if I show the upstream, we'll see that the upstream is properly referenced. Which means that anytime I run a pull to synchronize, I could also say git pull upstream main, and that will keep my changes in sync with the upstream. Any changes that get down, I can just quickly push back up to the main repository. In this case, there is nothing to change because I just made the fork. But that would keep everything in sync for you. Next thing, let's make our branch. Branch name is just as before. Sector. Change. VID. And if we list all the branches, we'll see that this branch is here, but that it's not currently selected. Let's go ahead and check it out. And publish this branch. Once that's published, just a simple git push whenever you've got commits in progress. So let me make some changes to the Anchorage RTEC sector file. Let's get rid of this comment just as our prior example. Save that. And run a quick git status to make sure that everything's there. Perfect, we can see it's not staged. Let's do a commit tac-am to add all with the following message. Removed extraneous comment from Anchorage sector file. It may pop up and ask for a password if you've got commit signing enabled, like I do. Once that's there, we should see that there are no changes, but we are ahead by one commit, so we can push that up. And if we go back to the fork that we're working from, we'll see it in that fork. There we are, recent push, and the branch POSIDoc. We pop open the sector file itself just to prove it's worked. There we are, the comment is gone. So once we've made our commits and pushed it as many times as we need to, we can file the pull requests just as usual by compare and pull request or by going to the pull request tab. Make sure that when you make that pull request, though, it's going against the main repository, not against yourself. Otherwise, there's very little point. And you can just follow the same process as for the main GitHub desktop version of doing this. Personally, this is the workflow I prefer because I'm used to it and it's a lot faster when you do get used to it. But it is also, of course, requiring a little bit more technical know-how, so we've included the GitHub desktop documentation as well.